Good morning, Grammar Fourth. Mrs. Bunker here. So today we're going to do lesson 102, which is subtracting decimal numbers using zeros. And really all this is focusing on place value and understanding where numbers are in the place value line. And whenever you have an empty place, putting a zero in there so that you can line up your decimals correctly. So by now you should have done your facts practice, your mental math, and let's go ahead and hop into your new concept. So let's go ahead and look at this example right here. Here we have 4/10 minus 23 hundredths. If you were to line this up correctly, you would line up the decimals and you would notice that there's an empty place right here that we would be taking 3 away from. Whenever you have an empty place, please go ahead and put a 0 there to hold the spot. So therefore now you have a problem where you have, again, 4/10 minus 23 hundredths, but you have 0 as a holder so that you can borrow from the tenths category and add it to the hundredths category. Now you have 10 minus 3 and 3 minus 2 for your difference of 17 hundredths. So let's go ahead and subtract 4/10 minus 231 thousandths. So when you do the same thing, you're going to line it up. You always want to start by lining up your decimals. That's the most important thing. And if you look over here on the right-hand side, you'll see that the decimals are lined up, and that if you were just to write it, it would be 4/10 minus 231 thousandths. So we need to put 2 zeros in as placeholders, and then we're going to use those zeros to borrow from the next column and the next column so that we have a problem where we can subtract from. So the same thing now with a whole number. We know that a whole number, the decimal is always to the right. So here we have 3 minus 1 and 23 hundredths. So we're going to line up those decimals. That's the most important. 3 and 0, 0, which would represent a 0 in the tenth and a 0 in the hundredth. But since we have quantities in the tenth and the hundredth, we're going to line it up and we're going to do our subtraction as we normally would. So guys, go ahead and do the lesson practice. Make sure that it gets checked by a parent, and then you can hop onto the mixed practice. So I hope you guys have a great day and find some fun things to do. I think it's supposed to rain today. So have some fun inside and know that our family's praying for you guys. Okay, bye.